G'day guys, PBX here, I'm back and my wife tells me I play way too many video games. Today I'm bringing you regular domination. It's on the map Resistance. I start out with the Model 1887s and the MP9. Exactly the same loadout as you saw in the Village MOAB video. I've been following a bit of a trend with this particular setup and switching out the shotgun for pretty much the first gun that I find out on the field, and it has been paying off. I mean, all of the guns in Modern Warfare 3 do seem to be fairly balanced, and I mean that's one of the strengths of Modern Warfare 3 in comparison to, say for example, Black Ops, where we're not really seeing one dominant weapon anymore. We did at the start. We saw the FMG9 Akimbos and we saw the Type 95 pre-patch, and they were both very, very, very strong, but Infinity Ward have obviously changed their guns around a little bit and created a fair bit of gun balance. What is gun balance? Gun balance is the ability to basically choose guns from the majority of the categories. So, I mean, you can score quite well with, for example, sniper rifles as well as the assaults and the SMGs. Even the shotguns, once they do have the damage proficiencies, are fairly effective in this game. You see me here right at the start. I actually died quite a few times. The average player might find that they might rage quit in this type of scenario if they do die off the bat 3 or 4 times. I'm completely the opposite. In fact, if I do die a couple of times right at the start of a match, I'm actually the person to switch up the type of play style that I'm using to basically combat what the enemy's using against me and hopefully turn around that score. So it's its own skill in its own right, not rage quitting, and instead staying in the match and fighting it out. And you'll see the power in this game. I mean, again, I'm running Specialist, so you know what's coming later on in the video, but it's just what you have to do is, instead of basically cracking the shits and rage quitting, switch up your play style a little bit, and you'll see here in a minute I find an AK-47 on the ground, a silenced one, and I pick that up and continue on with the kill streak. So it's definitely, gun balance in Modern Warfare 3 is definitely, as I said earlier, one of the strengths. And I mean, how many times did you play Black Ops and the only guns that you saw used were the AK-74U or the Galil with a silencer and dual mags? We're not really seeing the whoring of the power weapons in Modern Warfare 3 in comparison. And that's something that Infinity Ward have always created within their games, probably more so than Treyarch. Not much needs to be said about the MP40 from World at War with the Juggernaut combination and round drum. That thing was just overpowered to the shit. What do you guys think? What do you guys think in the gun balance category between Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops? Do you think that that there is more gun balance in Modern Warfare 3, or do you think that Black Ops had the more balanced guns? Leave a comment below in the description, because it'd be nice to hear some differing opinions. I certainly do think that Modern Warfare 3 has a great selection of guns, and even like the weaker guns in the category, so using the AK-47 in this particular video, it's regarded as probably one of the weaker assault rifles. It's still able to kill in only a couple of bullets, and I do enjoy that aspect of it. When it comes to Call of Duty, we're looking for fast-paced gameplay. We're not looking for, you know, the most accuracy in the world, and if you want to play games that require more accuracy, well, jump onto the Battlefield bandwagon if you like. Me personally, I favour the quicker game types. I favour the ability to move around and certainly get up deep into the enemy spawn, killing a whole lot of people as I go, which is really good. This match here, I managed to pull out a MOAB, as you probably expect, and it was only sort of a game or two after the previous video's MOAB, so I'm finding that it is becoming a lot easier to go on these longer kill streaks. I think my count's probably a little bit over 30 now in the MOAB category, but I'm not one to really count on that kind of thing. And what's really picked up the frequency of them has been running this Specialist kill streaks. I love Assault, don't get me wrong, but there's no better feeling than running around like the super soldier and and absolutely destroying the enemy. What you're seeing here, you're seeing me basically in a really strong position of advantage. This particular set of stairs here is amazing because there's 2 spawn points. There's one directly to the right of where I'm standing now, and there's one to the left underneath the other tunnel, if you will. And it's very easy to migrate between those 2 spawn points while the enemy's still holding the C flag. It's actually pretty hard to flip the spawns, and you have to be up in this area for a long time to flip those spawns. So do try and take advantage of that area of the map if you're getting the opportunity to do so. You're seeing that apart from like right at the start where I was rushing around like a headless chicken, you do see me here sort of back off a little bit and attempt to pick off enemies from longer range. The AK-47 is definitely not the right kind of gun for this, and I don't know whether he noticed or not, but it is silenced in this situation. So you're going to see me find a ACR actually, with a naked ACR a little bit later on, and what that's going to enable me to do is go back to that same position and actually start to pick off some guys from that type of range, whereas the AK-47, it doesn't have that kind of range even when burst firing, so it's best to keep the gun up nice, close and personal to them. You're going to see a bit of a fail here. I'm trying to pick up this ACR, and this bloody RS-ASS is the bane of my existence. You may have saw in the previous MOAB video on Village that I was stuck with picking that gun up to finish off the MOAB, and it's certainly not a very viable gun choice. It's probably one of the only guns that isn't really all that balanced in Modern Warfare 3. So the Dragunov and the RS-ASS are pretty rubbish. What other guns I think are pretty rubbish? A lot of the LMGs are rubbish, but a lot of them, once you build up the experience levels on them and you can get your different attachments, I'm even having some success with some of the LMGs with a silencer, which is a first for me in the Call of Duty series. Most of the time the silencer is pretty rubbish on the LMGs, but the one thing that does stand out about the LMGs is that they do have a massive clip, so you can get away with spraying a little bit more than an assault rifle, and even silence, you're still able to come up against multiple enemies and pick them off in the one clip. So not a lot of people use the LMGs. The main weakness with them is that they do slow you down a fair bit, and in objective-based game types like Domination, you certainly want to have as much foot speed as you can, so you can get on those flags and cap them and defend them, as you see in each and every single one of my videos. I'm definitely someone that does focus on the objective, whether or not that means jumping on the flag or whether or not that means defending your flag. You still want to be objective focused in every single game you get. Now, you see me here, I pick up the MOAB, I call that in. My team's actually pretty surprised because it was one after the other in 2 consecutive games, and you know, they're all getting excited, getting pretty revved up for it. But I mean, it's not bad getting MOABs. I don't think it's as fun as getting the nukes like it was in Modern Warfare 2, but certainly a lot of fun anyway. And I just love watching the kill feed where you see the entire kill feed fill up all at once. But a fairly good game, I suppose. We used probably 4 different weapons in the MOAB, and final score today is going to be a 36-5. Thanks for watching, guys. Please remember to rate, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.